Hello, I'm Suzanne Porath and I'm from the College of Education. I want you to think about your very favorite movie. When you think of your very favorite movie, don't you want everybody to watch it? This is FlipGrid. When I discovered FlipGrid, I want everybody to try this at least once, because once you try it, you're going to find a dozen different ways to use it. So today I'm just going to very briefly show you what FlipGrid looks like, so when you get into it, because you're all going to try it, when you get into it, it's going to become familiar to you. So part of the reason I love FlipGrid so much is because when we talk about online learning, we think about the different presences that we need to have in our classes. So when I'm talking to you face to face, I can see all of you. I can see the expressions on your face. I can see if you're understanding or not. We can't do that as much as online. And so we want to look at the various presences we have. So when we look at this theory, we have a teaching presence, and that's how much we are as instructors in there and guiding and directing what's going on. That's between the content we choose, the activities we choose, and also our presence within the discussions. The cognitive presence is students using content to do something, not just spitting it back to us, but doing something authentic with it. And then when we look at the social presence, this is where people feel like they're more than just an icon or an avatar, that they have a sense of actually having colleagues and peers in the classroom, and then they know something about each other, because then they're more connected to each other and more likely to fulfill what they need to, and not just at the minimum level, but they have a responsibility to their colleagues in the classroom. So how do instructors create strong presence in an online class? Well, there's many things that they can do. First of all, it is an environment, just like our classroom. What we do in our classroom creates an environment. What we do online does that too. Establishing rules and expectations, guiding discussion, posing good questions in there, being sensitive to who's participating and who's not, and guiding people into the conversation, encouraging reflection, etc. So how can FlipGrid help you do this? Well, how many of you have heard of FlipGrid, at least? Good, lots. So, best thing, up on top, it's free. So, it also integrates with Canvas, which is nice for grading part. It is a video response platform. It doesn't require a download. There is no app that you have to have unless you're using it on a mobile device. Then it really wants you to do it through an app. But you can do it on a computer and you don't have to download something. All you need to have is video and audio capability. As an instructor, you set a prompt or some sort of question or something to react to. Then it acts like a guide or a discussion because the learners respond by video, and you can set the limit, which is nice. Sometimes we need our students to be very concise, so you can go as short as 15 seconds and as long as 5 minutes. They reply to each other like a discussion board, and you can see that in when you see the video. So, as an instructor, this is my dashboard, and you can see all of my various courses. So you would have a grid for each course, and under that you have topics. What's nice about this dashboard is you can see what's going on at a very quick glance, and you can see this is very current. So this is a grid for one particular class. So the grid is the class itself, and then you set topics. And so, of course, one of my first topics online is introductions. And then some of them respond to videos that I put in or other links that I put in. This is what a topic looks like. So up on the top, you have a space that you can either put an image or you can put some video. You've got 500 words to indicate what they need to do. And then down here, and I've scribbled out the faces, so you don't need to know who they are, but you can see there that those are the initial posts, and then over where the colored dots are, those are the replies. So very quickly I can see who has posted and who has replied. Now the other neat thing over here is if you look up here, you can print QR codes. So if you have students do a video, you can do a QR code and put that someplace else. So if you're doing face-to-face classes and want to integrate some video, you could do like a gallery walk with the QR codes. You can also export the data in Excel file, and you can also download transcripts of each of the videos. So this is what the students see. So again, the prompt is up in the top, and when they get there, they have to click on that little plus button. So for most students, it's a fairly easy entry into this, and then that's what they're posting. So they record a video, they review it. If they like it, they can go on. If they don't like it, they can re-record it. Then they take a selfie, because again, it's about that social presence and recognizing that everybody is actually a person, not just an avatar. They can put titles on it. And this doesn't show it, but they can also put stickers, so they can put hats and sunglasses and all that kind of stuff. So up on the top, you can insert an image for interest. Attached files include instructional videos, so if you do a video someplace else, you can embed it in there. Now, this particular one is the 1,000 STEM Women Project, and this is a colleague of mine up in Nebraska who has been soliciting short videos from women who are working in the STEM field for a 2-minute video that he can use with K-12 students to show them what the differences are between the various types of STEM activities. So he has gone out on Twitter and solicited these videos. So it integrates it with Canvas, which is really nice for grading. So up until last year, I would have a FlipGrid that I'd have to go into, and then I'd have to open up my grading and go back and forth. It does actually integrate, and as long as they record their videos through Canvas, then you have it right there. So up on the top where you see where they always submit, you can very quickly see if they've done multiple responses. And then you can put a rubric in there too, and then do your comments right down there. Now, as you can see this picture, one of the neat things about FlipGrid is because you can do it on any device, it is very mobile. So in this case, they're in their classroom. So FlipGrid allows students to be able to do field trips. If you want them to show something, show me your classroom, show me whatever space you were working with. They have their mobile phones, they can do a FlipGrid video wherever they are. Also, if you look on the bottom, closed captioning, as of September, all videos are machine transcribed for closed captioning. And you just click on the little CC there. You can also speed up the video, so when you're watching them, you can go a little bit faster because some of our students talk a little slow. So, besides having closed captioning and that video, it is a great medium because it is that thick medium, because we can see and hear each other. I use it a lot of times for students to show not just the spaces they're in, but to show processes, to show their favorite materials in what they're working in. It still feels like a face-to-face discussion because you do have that recognition of each other, the voices, and the expression on the face. You can also now make shorts. So it used to be you'd have to record all the way through. As of September, you can pause the video, and so if you're in the midst of something and you need to grab something else, you can pause it and come back to it. You can also put stickers in the midst of the video, but you can also have a whiteboard. So you can be talking about a math problem and write on the whiteboard that floats up here. So you can do it at the same time. So there's a lot of neat features of it. And then you can either do it, like I said, either through Canvas, or you can just go through FlipGrid if you want to play around with it. I have a ton of resources available, and these are going to be posted someplace after this. But there's a lot of great stuff about FlipGrid in higher education if you just Google that, or if you follow FlipGrid Fever on Twitter. There's tons of ideas out there, and this is only just the beginning of it. I have partner classrooms where my pre-service teachers work with first graders and second graders. There's a global read aloud where everybody reads the same book and talks about it together. There are so many ways you can use FlipGrid. So if you're interested, I am very happy to do a one-on-one tutoring session with you because I am that passionate about it. And I'll help you walk through it, how to integrate it with Canvas, because I think everybody needs to try this at least once. Thank you.